So today we're just going to be talking a little bit about Beachbody coaching, a little bit about our team, TeamBTFP, a little bit about the company overall, a little bit about what we do as coaches, what kind of the daily ins and outs of that looks like. I'm going to touch on the compensation plan a little bit because I know that that's something that everybody's curious about. And then I'm just going to open it up for you guys to ask questions because I'm sure that that will even be more beneficial probably than my slides on everything. So let's go ahead and get going. Oh, it always blocks you when I do it this way. I'll just go like this. Still see? Everybody, can you still see? Okay, so a little bit about me. My name is Becca Robinson. And I am a Diamond Beachbody coach. That's just one of the rankings. I'm currently about 13 months into my coaching journey. Excuse me. And I have lost to date with this whole process a little over 70 pounds. And I've been able to manage the symptoms of an autoimmune issue that I have called Hashimoto's without medication, just from getting in control of my lifestyle and my nutrition. Because of that whole endeavor, I'm really fascinated by nutrition and clean eating as a tool to heal. I know that it doesn't always work for everybody, but a lot of the times it can be a really fantastic tool. So I think that that's really fascinating. It's something that I'm really interested in. I have a BA in psychology from the University of Central Florida, but I've actually never worked at a job where I specifically use that degree, although I joke all the time that I use it in all of my jobs, just dealing with people, but I have the degree that I've actually never used. Right after college, I started and have been running ever since a photography business, so that's been about 7 years. I do that as well as Beachbody coaching. And let's see. A little bit about these photos. You can see the bottom left is me and my husband. We got married in Italy. We eloped, and we did it kind of guerrilla style. We just climbed this mountain with our photographer and just had our ceremony up there. We didn't really have whatever the Italian version of permission is exactly, but it was really fun. Next to it, you can see me and my husband got to meet Tony Horton. He's the creator of P90X, all the different P90X versions. We got to meet him on the Beachbody cruise, which was a free vacation that we got to go on where all of the different celebrity trainers were on the boat doing workouts and just hanging out. Next to that is my little boy. I have a little boy. He's just over 2.5. He'll be 3 in January, and he is a huge part of the why for why I started getting into coaching and taking control of my health and all that kind of stuff. So I have been doing it, like I said, a little over 13 months, and in my first year, I was able to make a pretty consistent supplemental income for our life. Me and my husband both run our photography business together. That's our main source of family income. So being able to be a coach for Beachbody the last year was really nice because it supplemented that income and took a little bit of the pressure off of our photography. We were able to take less jobs and be able to spend a little bit more time with our son, which was a huge blessing and something that we want to continue to do. In that time, I was also able to earn 2 free vacations that were all-inclusive for my husband and I. That's something that Beachbody offers, is some really cool trips and bonuses that you can win just from doing the normal stuff that you do as a coach. We were able to pay off all of our credit card debt without actually touching our household budget or income. It was all just with money that I was able to bring in from coaching, and that was a huge, huge blessing in our life. And just a little bit about me, I'm a huge dreamer. I've always been someone who has really big goals and likes to figure out how to get there, like reverse engineer them and get there, and I like to do the same thing with other people. I'm really, really passionate about helping women especially to be successful independent business owners. It's a little bit of the feminist in me, but I just really love helping women to feel like they can kind of contribute and be in control of an area of their life, and that they can use their creativity and all of their passion and all of what they have to bring it to the table to create something really awesome. I also am really passionate about helping women to feel like they get their groove back, if they feel like they're too far gone, that they can't possibly feel good in their skin, or that they can't possibly feel confident or sexy or strong again, because that's the really dark spot that I was in when I started my own fitness journey. I love being able to help women in that same spot to come around. So you can see that my before and my progress photo, I never like to say that it's an after because I feel like I'm constantly a work in progress, but the two little black and white photos are my befores. They were after I had my son, and that was probably the heaviest I have ever been. I'm super unhealthy, really unhappy, just personally. It affected all kinds of areas of my life. That middle photo is my official before photo with Beachbody. I took it the day before I started my first workout, and it was mortifying, and I hid it away on my computer in a folder that says don't look until September. and I told my husband if I even got close to opening it to snatch the computer away from me so I wouldn't like obsess over it. And then the one on the right is just from like a week or so ago when I was doing my PiYo workout in the morning. I just decided to take a progress photo. And then the one on the bottom is just a random thing about me that I like to do. I'm really into stand-up paddleboarding. That's me on my board racing against a thunderstorm. And I really love to do yoga and PiYo on it, just as kind of a fun challenge. So if you follow me online, you probably see a lot of photos of me doing headstands in various waterways. So a little bit about Beachbody as a company. I'm not sure how familiar each of you guys are with it, but it was actually founded back in 1988 by Carl Deichler, who is our current CEO, and a guy named John Congan. And it started as a direct marketing company. So think like direct to consumer sales, mostly through infomercials. And that's actually how Beachbody kind of got famous, was when P90X launched. And that infomercial took the #1 spot for most lucrative infomercial in the world. After that, people started kind of knowing a little bit more about Beachbody. That was when Turbo Fire, which is one of Chalene Johnson's programs, got really big, as well as Insanity by Shanti. That's another really popular one. It was after that that Beachbody started to notice that there was a bunch of peer-to-peer marketing happening just organically, and it was happening on YouTube. So what was going on was that people were having really good results with P90X, and they were making these transformation videos, like transformation stories, and posting them on YouTube, and then that was driving tons of traffic to the site to buy the program. And so Beachbody said, well, maybe we should add a network marketing component to our business so we're not just infomercials anymore, but we have this peer-to-peer sales, and we can actually reward these people who are sending us all of these new customers by having a compensation plan for them, and so on and so forth. So that's how the network marketing side of Beachbody got built. As you can see, that little graphic on the right is a bunch of the programs that Beachbody has now. They've grown a ton since just having those beginning ones, and they're launching new programs multiple times a year. For the current year, Beachbody is forecasting a 68% revenue growth over last year, which is pretty crazy. In this year, they've already had 3 hugely successful launches. You guys may already have tried these or be familiar with the 21-Day Fix program called PiYo, and another program called the 3-Day Refresh, which is just a nutrition side. It's not necessarily a workout program. So they've already had those 3 big launches this year, and they have 2 more launches scheduled before the end of the year. They have a new workout from Tony Horton coming like tomorrow, actually, is when it's supposed to launch online. And then another one from Shanti in December. So that's pretty exciting. And they've already announced that they're launching a new program from Autumn. She's the one who did 21-Day Fix. They're going to launch that in February. So that'll be the first one of 2015. So they're not stopping. If anything, they're just ramping up. A lot of people ask if coaching with Beachbody is a pyramid scheme. I think that is just kind of a misconception about network marketing in general. It's not. I mean, I'll just tell you straight from the beginning, pyramid schemes are illegal, and any company found acting like that is pretty quickly investigated and shut down. I think that there's definitely a misconception about network marketing and multi-level marketing by people who don't really know about how it works, that they think it's just a pyramid scheme. But it's actually not, and there are a lot of companies that work with this model successfully over time and have have really legal and within the boundary businesses, and Beachbody is one of them. One of my favorite quotes from Carl Deichler, our CEO, who is just kind of an all-around awesome human, is Beachbody is about ending the trend of low self-esteem and the trend that people feel like they don't matter. And that is really kind of the ethos of Beachbody that's put out from him and corporate and everybody, and it just kind of filters down, and it's this great great mantra kind of for everybody that's working as a coach, that's kind of our focus. Now a little bit about our team. So our team of coaches is from the little group that I started called the Better Together Fitness Project. So our team is called TeamBTFP. It's just the letters of each of those words. We're a relatively new team since I told you I started coaching 13 months ago. So our team is just a little over a year old. We have just under 100 coaches, but that number changes pretty much every day as our team keeps growing. In the beginning of 2013, our team wasn't even ranked. There's over 200,000 coaches in Beachbody, and our team was just kind of floating out in the midst of that somewhere. And as of the first week in September, we were ranked 330. So we went from nothing out of 200,000 to 330 in the year, and that was pretty exciting for us as a team. And I know that those numbers, if you're not necessarily involved in Beachbody, may not mean a lot, but it's just kind of a representation of all of the people that are being helped by coaches on our team, and it makes me really, really excited and really proud. A little bit about what a TeamBTFP coach is, because a lot of people aren't really sure what kind of qualifications you need to be a coach. Well, they're all real people. They're all works in progress. They're people who are constantly trying to become the best versions of themselves that they can be. They're people who drink Shakeology and do their workouts consistently. They're trying to live by example. They're people who, at their core and their heart, really do care about other people. That's why pretty much everybody gets into coaching, no matter what your goals and whatever your long-term business goals are. That's kind of the heart of it. They're people who have really big goals and dreams for themselves and their families. They're people who want to inspire other people. They have a desire to kind of lift other people up and bring a light and a positivity into the world, which is really awesome. They're someone who leads by example, and they're hard workers. Now, what Beachbody coaches are not, especially on our team, we're not necessarily personal trainers or nutritionists. That's not to say that a personal trainer or a nutritionist couldn't be a coach. It's just not necessarily a requirement. We're not perfect by any means at all, and we try very hard not to give the impression that we are. We're not all necessarily at our goal body. There's not really a certain fitness level or body type that you have to be a successful coach. In fact, I think it's quite the opposite. I found that from my own experience that I started coaching just 2 weeks into my journey, and you saw what I looked like in my before photos. So by no means was I at an ideal fitness coach body type, but people really love to be brought into the journey with you. And I found that in my own life and my own story, that just being able to share my real life journey and struggles, the successes and the failures along the way, was something that really helped me to connect to other people, and they kind of found the same motivation that I was having as I was going through it to join in and help make their lives better too. And we are not annoying salespeople, and that is one of my main things as a coach when I train my new coaches, is that we're really just sharing our story and letting people kind of join us in that. We're not necessarily out there being crazy product pushers or anything like that. So if you're not a personal trainer or a nutritionist, if you hate sales, if you don't feel like you have your own ideal body, you're still a really, really good candidate to be a coach. So what's the big deal about a team? Why does being on a cool team help? Well, being part of the team is really, really awesome. It's one of the things that surprised me the most when I became a coach, and it was the community. It's just this amazing community of people who all are on kind of similar journeys, even though everyone has their own beginning, middle, and end and their own goals, but everyone's working on becoming better, becoming healthier, and building something to work towards their dreams and goals. So you have all of these people that are there alongside you, that are encouraging you, that are cheering you on, that really understand kind of on a core level the same struggles and excitements and celebrations that you have. It also means that we have some really solid and proven training systems that we're able to pass down to the people who join us. Every single tool and tip and training thing that I went through that was given to me, I give to my coaches. So they have all of the same experiences that I have. I want them to have exactly the same foundation, if not a better one than I had. I try and anything that I can simplify and make better, I try and do that for my coaches. And then they're able to do the same to the people that they bring in, and so on and so forth. Also, just being part of that community is really rewarding. It's really positive and uplifting on a day-to-day basis. So it's just kind of a nice perk. All right, moving on. I thought that it might be really fun to have you guys hear from some of the coaches on our team instead of just me. So I'm going to give two of them a couple minutes to just talk about kind of the main thing that has been really nice and transformative for them since they became coaches. So first up is Vanessa. So Vanessa, if you want to unmute your mic and take it away.
Well, I am a coach, a BTFP coach as well, and I started back in February. I started because I had just had my third child, and I had all of my kids in less than 3.5 years. So I was completely just exhausted. I didn't recognize my body. I was just, my world was upside down. I felt like that lady in that picture there that you see in the slide with the kids everywhere and the mess everywhere. And I just couldn't get a handle on my life. So I decided to tackle my health first because I felt like if I could get myself feeling better, that hopefully everything else would get better at least a little bit because I was just kind of like barely hanging on. And what I want to express to you about one of my favorite things about being a coach is, yes, the financial blessing has been incredible for my family. And my fitness journey has been, I think, accelerated because I'm a coach and I have people watching me and I need to be, they hold me accountable. So that's helped me in my fitness, but it's really trickled into almost every single area of my life. So taking 30 minutes to make time for my workouts then trickles into, well, I need to manage my time better. So just taking a little bit of time at the beginning of the day to plan my day. And then that allows me to have time to read some really amazing personal development books, which as a coach is something that is really encouraged in our culture, is to be working on yourself, your own physical health and your own emotional health, and just improving your skills as a leader and as an inspirer and a coach. So they all trickled into one another. And then after I started finding time to read these personal development books, I thought, well, I can surely find time to read to my kids. So I started reading to my kids consistently 10 minutes every day. And that kind of trickled into, well, I can certainly find time to do just one chore a day. And on and on and on. It went into my finances. It went into my relationship with my husband. And my life is not together by any stretch of the imagination if I were to show you what our family room looks like right now. But I have seen a complete transformation in my life from getting healthy physically, getting healthier financially, and then that moving into my ability to be a mother, my ability to be a wife, and just a leader overall. So I cannot say enough good things about what coaching has done for me, and it's so much more than just the financial and the physical, even though those are like incredible benefits. But yeah, it's just helped me get my groove back. It's helped me to shine again, and I had really lost that. So that's it.
Thank you, Vanessa. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that coaching did something similar for me. It kind of helped me to find my groove in a couple different ways. So I think that that's really cool that Vanessa had a similar experience. Next up, I want you to hear from Lisa. She's another coach on our team. So Lisa, if you want to unmute your mic and take over for a couple minutes.
Sure. I wrote everything out because I can be wordy and frantic, I guess. So I'm going to read it off. But hi, my name's Lisa Sears. I'm a wife and a mommy to 2 little boys, as you can see there. I'm an Emerald coach as well. I wanted to share a little bit about myself and where I came from first. For several years overseas, but due to school debt, we needed to come back and start. I moved back to the States, and a year later I found myself pregnant with number 2 and still hadn't paid off any of those school loans. In May, I was the heaviest that I had ever been since I had never lost the weight from my first pregnancy, though trust me, I had tried. And now I had one bill after another coming in the mail from the birth of my second. I had to do something, but I didn't want to miss out on my son's lives. But we were strapped. I felt a little trapped, to be honest. I also didn't fit into any of my clothes, and again, we had no money to buy any new ones. So after seeing one of Becca's posts, I remembered several others that I had seen while pregnant and feeding my face full of chewy sweethearts. I quickly took to Google and researched T25, a program I had heard several of my friends were doing. It looked intense, but it also looked really expensive. I then saw that there was a business opportunity through coaching. I did all of my research, and then I messaged Becca with questions prefaced by the fact that I wasn't ready to commit yet. She responded back and suggested the 21-Day Fix program for me. After I told her about my fitness goals, it took me 2 more days to decide and convince my husband. I believe my exact words to him were, "It's $160. Hopefully through the business I can make it back, but if not, worst comes to worst, we spend $160 and I finally lose some of this weight." And he agreed. So the challenge group started a few days later, and I went gung-ho into the program, even over vacation. I shared a few pictures here and there on Facebook of me doing my workout or drinking Shakeout. I started a training group for coaching and started to really believe that I could do this. I could coach, and more importantly, I could help other people to achieve their fitness goals. Within just a few weeks, I had several people asking me about the program that I was doing. People were reaching out to me. 21 days later, I posted my progress photos where I had lost 6 pounds and over 10 inches, and I had lots of friends interested. In just that first month, I had 8 friends that ended up purchasing 21-Day Fix through me, and since PIO had just come out, and we ran out of Shakeology because my husband and I were both drinking it and loving it, I went ahead and bought a challenge pack, PIO challenge pack through him so that I could get both programs and Shakeology. So the total investment for us that month was $300. However, if you look at the screenshot of my income, Becca posted it down there. You can read it from the top, and this is literally my first month of income, right after I became a coach. And the total is $396.15. So $300 is what I invested, and I made almost $100 in my pocket. Plus, I was getting fit for free, and I had my nutrition taken care of for free with Shakeology. I guess I shouldn't call it free. I worked for it, but you know what I mean. I mean, seriously, I broke even and made profit in the first month. Plus, the original goal of losing weight and getting healthy was being met. Since then, I've continued to make at least enough for Shakeology for both my husband and I, and pull in some extra money for our family budget. Money aside, though, I can't believe just how incredible coaching has been for my sense of purpose and spirit. I'm contributing to our monthly budget, yes, but even more so, I'm helping others change their lives and make their health a priority. I love being a part of Beachbody because I feel like it's really making a difference in not just my life, but in others as well. It's not a magic pill, it's not a Band-Aid quick fix, but it is the tools to do exactly what we know we're supposed to do anyhow: exercise and eat clean. It's a legit lifestyle change. As coaches, we can help others find the program that fits into their life and interests, help them to get motivated, and hold them accountable through challenge groups. I get to watch them make real life-changing steps towards changing their future and that of their families as well. Yes, I'm still making money, but I'm also helping others. And that's super important to me. I've now seen over 20 people make incredible life and body changes as they've joined with me on my own fitness journey. I personally lost 34 pounds and all of my excuses. I've gained so much more, though. I've gained self-confidence, purpose, inspiration from fellow coaches and challengers alike. and some serious accountability as I lead my own challenge groups. It's honestly been an incredible blessing for me and my family.
Thank you, Lisa. That was beautiful. So that was just a little bit of two different perspectives on some of the things that are kind of extra nice things that happen with coaching that are just outside of the business and money side of things, because I really think that what makes coaching so unique and something that so many people are gushing about is not just the fact that you can make money, it's kind of everything else that can happen for you that's positive, that's outside of that. So let's go into a little bit about what a coach does, because I'm sure that you guys are curious about that. So as a coach, your job is to be an example of healthy living. As a coach, you share your journey, and that inspires others to join along too. You are wearing a lot of hats as a coach, but all of them are fun. Sometimes you're a cheerleader, sometimes you're a helper, sometimes you're an advocate, sometimes you're just there to listen to somebody when they're talking about struggles they have or just talking out, trying to figure out what their next step is, and sometimes you're a mentor. So let's kind of break that down. Leading by example is really simple. It just means that you are eating healthy, you're working out, you're taking care of your nutrition. You're sharing that with the people that either follow you on social media or your friends and family in person, or however you like to get your message across. And you're improving yourself through personal development. Personal development can be a lot of things, but basically it just means that you're taking the areas that maybe you're not so strong in and you're working on them. And that doesn't necessarily mean physically. It can mean for your soul, for your spirit, for your mind, for all of those things. Then you're connecting to other people, and once you do, you're helping them choose the best programs for them. As coaches on TeamBTFP, we're not just about trying to get the most sales or find the most people. Our real goal is to help people find exactly what's going to work best for them. So we take the time to talk to people and figure out which program is going to be best for them if they don't come in knowing what they want to try. We'll kind of talk about where they're at in their life, what their schedule's like, what they struggle with, if it's more nutrition or exercise, that kind of stuff. And then we kind of help pinpoint what's going to be best for them, because we want everybody to have the best possible chance at success. We help them set some goals, and then we get them plugged into challenge groups to keep them motivated. If you've never been in a challenge group, what it is an online accountability group. It's private, and we host them on Facebook. Everybody who buys a program in Shakeology from us can go into one of them. Different coaches run different length challenge groups. I personally like to run 1 month long ones. So everybody joins for a month, and we all keep each other accountable as we go through our programs. As a coach, every single day you go in and you kind of lead the group by posting something inspirational or an accountability assignment, and then everybody can check in when they've done their workout. And that, for so many people, is the make it or break it factor, having that sort of connection, having a place where they can go and ask questions, ask for advice, celebrate their successes. Maybe their weight loss journey is too personal for them to go public with, but having that group of people that knows what they're doing, that they can like celebrate those little things as they happen, is really exciting. And just having people to say, like, you can do it when you're having a really hard day, or when you feel like you can't make your workout happen, to go into your group and see all of your friends who figured out a way to make it happen even though they were busy, and then it kind of gives you the motivation to do it too. So for people, having that challenge group can be really, really helpful. And then as a coach, you can pay it forward. So if you're a coach that really wants to build something substantial, that includes building a team. And so you pay it forward in that aspect by helping other people when they want to be coaches to get started, helping them learn the same way that you learned, and you kind of become a mentor at that point. So you're thinking, yeah, Becca, that's awesome, but what does a coach really, really do? Like, you're still just telling me general things. I need to know exactly in a day what I'm going to need to do. So I'm going to break it down even more. Here's the basics of what a coach has to do. The 3 basic things. If you do nothing else, these are the important things that you have to do as a coach. You have to be a product of the product, which, like I was saying before, that just means that you're living by example. And that is just a way of maintaining integrity as a coach. Next, you invite people to your challenges, you invite people into your journey, and you help them. So when people ask you about different programs or what you're doing, you tell them and you listen to where they're at and you see if there's something that Beachbody has that can help them. Then you get them plugged in. And then lastly, you work on yourself to become the best version of you. And that's what I was talking about with personal development. That could be going to a conference for something. That could be reading books about topics that you want to get better at, like the compound effect or the money makeover or different books like that. It could be listening to inspirational talks online, like TED Talks or different speakers. It could be any of those things. It could be meditation and yoga if that really helps refresh you. So those are the 3 things as a coach. Now, kind of a look at what I do in a day if you want to see even more of a practical breakdown. This would be a day where maybe I wasn't doing photography. I just had a whole day to work on Beachbody. I put in bold the things that are super important for coaches to do, and then I left regular the things that I just do on top of it, either because I want to or just because they're part of my bigger goals. So my day kind of looks like this. I wake up in the morning and I like to get my workout done first thing in the morning just to get it out of the way so I can't come up with excuses later on as the day goes on. I shower and then I eat breakfast, and that's when I do my personal development. So for myself, I have either 10-page or 10-minute minimum. So I either read 10 pages of a book or I find a cool video that will be 10 minutes long that I can learn from, and I do that. And that just kind of puts me in the right headspace for the day. It is a way to start out my day on a positive note and also starting it on a really intentional note instead of a reactionary note. I feel like if you jump right into emails and messages, you're just responding. But if you take the time for yourself to kind of refuel your own well, you're able to kind of pour into people a little bit better. So I do that before I do anything else. Then I check in with my challengers, create my challenge groups, and I answer any questions they've asked, and I just have conversations with the people in there. We talk back and forth. We'll thumbs up each other's fun comments, stuff like that. After that, I answer any emails or messages that I have from people that's about Beachbody things. So people asking me about a challenge group or about a different program. I get through all of that. And then after that, I like to create content for social media. I am a huge introvert, probably the biggest you'll ever meet. I am not the girl that's going to strike up a conversation with the person behind me at the grocery store and tell them about Beachbody. I would rather gouge my eyeballs out than have to do that because I am just that introverted. So I utilize social media to be able to share my story and attract people to me that are interested in joining along. Now, that's not for everybody. Some coaches that are extroverted love to go out and make a ton of friends, and they can talk about Beachbody that way. But for me, I like to use social media, so I'll create content for it. About the middle of the day, I'll take a lunch break. I like to try and use that time to meet up with someone, run some errands, and get out of the house. Sometimes I'll go paddleboarding. Sometimes I just will go outside and walk the dog, because when you've just been sitting in front of the computer for a long time, it can start to kind of get too much, so it's nice to just take a break. I'll work on a new blog post maybe, and then I'll reach out to some more people who've asked me questions, and at that point, I'll work with my coaches because some of my long-term goals are to build a really big business, so I'm building a team, and that means that I have to help them and mentor them and get them started. Now, not every single Beachbody coach has that goal, so not everybody builds a team, but for me, I am, and so I have to spend some time with my coaches. In the afternoon, I like to have Shakeology and a snack. My husband and I eat dinner really late, so this kind of helps me get through that afternoon crunch time without eating everything in our house. That's when I'll plan for the next day. I'll usually hit my inbox one last time for the night and respond to anything that was sent to me kind of during the middle of the day. And then after that, if I still have time, I'll work on some bigger projects, kind of fun stuff. If I have any sort of new fun things that I'm working on, or if I'm trying to create some sort of fun new content, that's when I'll work on those bigger ones after I got all of the kind of necessary business tasks out of the way. So that's what it looks like. The bold ones are kind of the main things, and then the other stuff is just for me. So your day could look kind of similar, and your stuff could be filled in different ways. If you don't have a whole day, if you have another job or you're a stay-at-home mom with your kids and you don't have just a day to work throughout the day on Beachbody, then what a really common thing to do is called a power hour. And that means that you would do all of these things that are in bold, but you would spend 1 hour of really focused time and you would knock them all out in 1 hour. So on days when I have a lot of photography work, that's how I do my Beachbody stuff. I pick 1 hour that's going to be my Beachbody power hour, and I crank it all out really fast. Neither way is better than the other. They're just different styles. So coaches fall into different ways, but that's kind of an idea of what a coach does. Okay, so I know that you guys are probably curious about how you make money as a coach. Now, the first thing I want to say is that Beachbody coaching is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not something where you're going to come in and make $1 million in a month. I don't even know if that would be possible mathematically. I'm not saying that you can't do really, really well, but if that is your goal, your only goal is to make a bunch of money, then you're not going to get really far, because the way that Beachbody's business side of things is structured is that it rewards people for successfully helping other people, whether that means you're successfully helping your challengers to have a really good experience, or you're successfully helping coaches that sign up under you to hit their own business goals. Either way, you have to be helping people to be a successful coach yourself, which I think is a really, really, really cool way for a business to be structured. But we all have to make money to pay our bills. There's dreams that we want to make happen in our family. We get into Beachbody coaching because we see an opportunity to make income. So I'm going to break down a little bit about how it works. First, we'll talk about the costs, and then we'll talk about the income. So to become a coach, the initial enrollment fee is $39.95. That is your coach sign-up fee. Now, if you order a challenge pack and you sign up as a coach all at the same time, Beachbody waives that fee, so you don't have to pay that $39.95. If you've purchased a challenge pack, so let's say you joined one of our challenge groups and you purchased a challenge pack, and then later on you decide, hey, I think I want to try the coaching thing. You can sign up and pay that $39.95, but then as soon as you submit showing that you purchased a challenge pack in the past, they'll refund it. And whoever your coach is can give you exact instructions on how to do that. It's really, really simple. The only ongoing mandatory cost as a coach is a $15 a month business service fee. I know that that's everybody's next question is, well, how much is this going to cost me to keep going? That's the only mandatory cost. Now, there are other things that you can choose to do and not to do, but that is the only thing that you can't get away from. Like, that's going to happen no matter what. That's how much it costs to keep your coach account open. Beachbody does that instead of having any sort of sales minimums or quotas that you have to hit, and I think it's a really cool option because it makes it possible for people who maybe only want to be a coach for the discount, or they only want to be a coach for the discount and maybe they'll sign up a couple friends here and there. Since there's no minimums, they absolutely have the opportunity to do that. All they have to do to keep their coach account open is that $15 a month business service fee. Now, what that covers is all of the business activities that Beachbody manages for its coaches. So when you sign up to be a coach, Beachbody gives you a bunch of websites that you can use to have friends and family order from, and it gets credited to you. So they run those websites, they take care of all the hosting, they take care of all the orders, the billing, the shipping, the accounting. They give you tons of tools as a coach that you can use. They give you tons of marketing collateral and reference materials for you to learn about all the different products and programs. They take care of all the payments and returns, all of that kind of stuff. So they do all that on your behalf, and that is what the $15 a month fee covers. Now, if you're a military coach, it's a little bit different for you because there's no sign-up fee to become a coach and there's no monthly fees. You just have to be active duty military or the spouse of active duty military, and that's just Beachbody's way of thanking military families who are serving our country. So that's kind of cool for everybody that's involved in the military. Okay, so now let's talk about income. First, as soon as you sign up as a coach, you're entitled to the coach discount, which is 25%. So that's pretty cool. A lot of people stop there and they're totally happy with being a coach only for the discount. If that's you, that is totally fine. Enjoy that discount because you will have it as long as you have a coach account. The $25 discount is on everything that you can get in Beachbody shop. So Shakeology, different fitness programs, different nutritional supplements, fitness gear, all of that kind of stuff, 25% off. As soon as you become a coach, you can start earning retail commissions, which is 25%. So when you become a coach, own websites that you can use to have people order from, that's part of that $15 a month business service fee. And as soon as someone orders from that, you get a 25% commission of whatever they order. So, for example, the commission on Shakeology is just about $32. The commission on a challenge pack ranges from about $40 to just over $100, depending on the pack, because they're all priced differently based on each program. So you can see how your retail commissions can quickly help you to recoup the cost of your original challenge pack, like Lisa was saying. Now, you can also earn through residual income, 25%, the same thing. So when people sign up for challenge packs, they are also auto-enrolled in Shakeology, which means that they will get a new shipment of Shakeology every month. People also will just come and sign up for Shakeology on Home Direct, which is the same thing, just because they want Shakeology. So if that happens, you get $32 for their first order of Shakeology, and then every subsequent month that they stay on it, you get another $32 commission. So you can kind of see how the residual income can start to stack up month after month as you slowly add more people into your business. As long as they stay on the auto ship, you're going to continue getting the commissions on each bag that they're purchasing. So that's pretty cool. The next way that you can earn income as a coach is by building a team. So those first two were retail commission based. This is team based, and the commission or the income is based on bonuses that you get for the volume of sales that your team does. Now this part can get a little bit like in depth. So if you're really, really interested in this, you can look up the Beachbody compensation plan on Google and you can read all about it. To give you a quick breakdown of how it works, when you build a team, which means that you're signing up and training coaches under you, you can earn income based on the success of your coaches, so your team. And that income compounds the better that they do, and as they add coaches under them with their success, and as they add coaches under them, and it's kind of this ripple effect through what I like to call the generations of your team as it keeps going down. Now that is unlimited, and that can keep compounding and compounding and compounding, and that is where you see a lot of people saying, like, I replaced my full-time income with Beachbody coaching, or I was able to quit my job. It's because they built a team on top of the retail commissions that they're getting, and those two incomes together can really start to grow. Then there's also bonuses, and that really is just based on how far you want to go. So you heard me talking about winning those or earning those 2 free vacations. Those are some of the bonuses that Beachbody does. They do a free all-inclusive trip every year. It's always just kind of a fun vacation-y place. The last 2 years it's been very like tropical beach vacation. They also have an annual convention every year that you can earn a free ticket to. They have a leadership retreat that you can earn admission to. They have a top 10 trip that's usually somewhere outrageous that you can go to. There's also free prizes. So those range from t-shirts and different gear to home workout stuff to really, really awesome person. And then there's financial bonuses. So as you grow your team, there's all different financial bonuses. There's matching bonuses, there's elite bonuses, all different things that you can earn as you grow. And that just kind of is another fun way to earn income. So I want to give you a quick example. A new coach could start to see a really, really simple income growth over the first couple months. And this is actually timed really perfectly with this time of year, the months in the chart. So let's say a new coach signs up, and in October they sell 3 challenge packs. In November they sell another 3, and in December they sell another 3. So they're adding challengers to challenge groups, and they're helping those people to have really good results. Pretty simple, pretty basic numbers. The way that it works is October you add 3 people, they order, and you get the 3 commissions from that. Then November you add another 3 people. Those people order their challenge packs. You get the 3 commissions from those people, and then you get the 3 commissions from the first month's 3 people Shakeology reshipping. You see? Then in December you add 3 more people, you get their commissions, and then you're going to get 6 commissions of Shakeology bags going through from the last 2 months worth of people who are on auto ship. So if all of those people stay on auto ship and you add 3 people every month, in December your total income, like it's showing right here, would be $922. So that's an easy way just to make right under $1,000 before the holidays. And that's kind of how it works with the retail commission and how that can kind of compound on each other when you're adding challengers and helping them be successful and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If you think that you're ready to get started, contact the coach who invited you and they're going to help you get set up. And I'm going to undo screen share and just go into the little video windows again. And if anybody has any questions, stop.